Natalie, we heard your son is actually playing in the band. Is that correct?
He is.
How has that been, having the family on tour?
It's been awesome. I'm really glad he has a job.
We're paying him?
Hey friends, it's your girl, Emily Curl, back in my virtual studio here at iHeartRadio, and today we are joined by country music royalty. We have the Chicks here with us. Hi ladies, so nice to see you.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
I just have to come out and say this. I've been a fan for so long, so this is especially exciting for me. And it's so nice to have you guys back, to have you in this Zoom. I wish it was in person, but this will do. We're about to see you in person on tour, your Gaslighter tour. So exciting. Your first tour in 5 years. What sort of emotions are coming up as you're getting ready to hit the stage again?
I'm just excited to play this new music. You know, we were excited to do that 2 years ago, and then that didn't get to happen. So it seems like a long time coming for us to just get to play this stuff live.
Yeah, you're obviously going to be playing the new album, the Gaslighter album. Can we also expect not only new music, but some throwback songs that so many of your fans love?
Oh, of course. You gotta please the fans.
At this point in your career, I'm curious, is there still those old throwbacks people love that you still get excited to play? And on the opposite of that, is there some songs that you're like, I'm so over singing this live?
Yes, we each have our special song that we never want to ever play again.
And can you tell us which one is that? I'm so curious.
For me, what I've never wanted to play, There's Your Trouble, but actually this tour, we're going to have a game during the show where we roll a dice, and there's going to be a list of 6 songs that coordinate with the dice that we'll do different every night. And I have allowed There's Your Trouble to be on the list of 6. So we haven't played that song in over 20 years. And
oh my God. Okay, so Marty and Emily, I have to ask you both, what's your song that you either love or you love to skip?
I cannot stand playing Let Her Rip, and it's not in the list, and I'm really, really happy.
Yes, I have to say Let Her Rip, and it was more because of the stupid dance moves that we used to do on stage for that song.
Not coordinated dance moves, but
no. It was more like just this, I don't know, nobody Google that.
Like, no. Now, going back to the dice, I love that idea. What happens, though, if you keep rolling the same dice on tour? Are you going to get sick of that one?
Well, I did say with There's Your Trouble, there's going to have to be a maximum. If it hits like 12 times, then that one's changing. We're not doing that.
That one's done. Now, I'm so curious, prepping for a tour like this is obviously so exciting to be back on the road. How do you guys plan for it? Do you all sit down, come together, talk about what you want at this stage in your careers? What does that look like?
Well, we have to do a lot of this planning over Zooms like this. So, and with the production having to be, we've been, working on the production since early fall, late summer. The thing we like to do the least is write a set list. So we always procrastinate.
What is it about deciding? Is it just too much to go through? Is it hard to all agree? What does that look like?
Not so hard to all agree. It's just, I don't know. It just seems overwhelming to have to figure out the flow. So we start with more just song list, and then we start trying to put it in some sort of order, and it'll probably change even throughout, even the first few shows of a tour, something just doesn't feel like it's in the right place. Or I remember on one of our favorite songs of ours is Silent House. And so we've had that in the set, and you just weren't feeling it from the audience. So we had to replace that with something else.
We usually we rehearse all the songs, and then the next thing is getting on stage and playing them in order and getting it right. Even then we'll make some tweaks, and then we make more tweaks as we go through the first few shows. So as exciting as the first few shows are, the fans have to know that they're informing the rest of the tour.
So the pressure's on. They don't even know the pressure's on.
Right.
Now, this is also a family affair because Marty and Emily, you two are both sisters, obviously. And then Natalie, we heard your son is actually playing in the band. Is that correct?
He is.
How has that been, having the family on tour?
It's been awesome. I'm really glad he has a job.
We're paying him?
It's been great. He was, I was ready for rehearsals to start because he was so worried. But I was like, Slade, trust me, nobody's going to be more practiced than you. He was so
you got it.
He is amazing. He's an amazing musician, and he plays literally everything. So you could just name a random instrument and go, Slade, you should be on that. Go pick up this weird string guitar or synthesizer, and he's studied everything. And he tells his mom what's what.
He runs the band, the new manager.
Actually.
Now, what about the rest of the kids? Are they so excited to be back on tour? Are they already going to stops? How do they feel about watching their parents on stage?
Mine are very underwhelmed by what I do. So my little one, who's 9, she'll be on the whole tour. The teenagers, they've got lives they're living, and they'll be out, but they want to come to Bonnaroo and like the fun kind of ones that involve other acts at the moment, but they'll be in and out, but not the whole tour.
Let's go back to the album for a moment. How did you decide what direction that you wanted to take this album?
We decided to record when we didn't have one song. So we knew it was going to be a process of working with songwriters/producers, and it was going to be different producers, we thought, so we wouldn't have to kind of commit to one thing. And we were finding our way too, because we didn't have examples of what we wanted it to sound like or anything. We hadn't made an album in years or written in years. So Natalie introduced us to Jack, and we went to meet him. After that lunch meeting, I wasn't even familiar really with what he had produced. I hadn't heard Bleachers. All 3 of us got together and we were like, he's got to do the whole thing. I mean, this guy is amazing. We felt like he was our long lost brother. At least I felt that way. He had to do it. But then we started writing Gaslighter the first day, and that was just another, for sure. Just felt like he was going to be able to make a cohesive album from start to finish with his unique approach of playing in the studio, watching songs come to real life in real time. Instead of you write with a guitar and you make little cute demos, and then you hire the whole band, and then you really make the song with the whole band in the room. We had always done it that way, and Jack just didn't work that way, and it was very refreshing.
That's so interesting. I mean, Jack has also worked with big names, like you mentioned, Jack Antonoff with Taylor Swift, Lorde. And it was so cool. I was going back through the catalog, and you guys also recently worked with Taylor on Soon You'll Get Better, her Lover album. What was that experience like working with Taylor?
Well, we actually did that without her there. She had just asked Jack, because she knew we were in the studio with him, if we would be on the song. So we just took a break from our own album one day and put our parts on that. So yeah, it would have been lovely to have that in the studio experience with her, but unfortunately that's not how that one came together.
Okay, well, we need another Taylor Swift collab. I'm calling that now. I'm curious, who else would you guys love to work with that's on the list?
I don't know, we never really contemplate having guest artists because there's already 3 of us. I don't know. It never even really dawns on me. Well, I met Jack originally at Howard Stern's birthday bash in New York, but then he did a all-female version of the first Bleachers album, and he asked if I would do one of the songs. So that was when I had worked in the studio with him for the first time. When we're rehearsing for this tour, what's the song where he counts? Hope it's something good, and we kept his voice in the.
So
count.
Jack made the album.
So I guess he's on the tour.
I think that'd be fun to have like a duet. We don't do a lot of duets. When you're singing with a male, that'd be fun.
You and a cute guy, you want to date, Natalie?
I know now we need to run guys through the hopper. So
Test them out. Now, with the album release, you're going on tour. What's been the fan response, and what are you excited to really get back from the fans when you're playing these songs live?
As Marty said, they've had, before they were only going to have a month to live with this album before the tour started, but now they've had 2 years, so they better know every word. And sing along. Our concerts are always big sing-alongs, so hopefully the fans will know the new album, because we're not going to play all of the new songs every night, but all of the new songs will be played live. But yeah, the show is going to vary some, in which we've always done exactly the same show start to finish, and we're changing that up.
Well, we're so excited. I mean, the album is out. The tour is coming up. You guys have already had such a successful career. Is there anything else on the music bucket list, but also the personal bucket list for you guys?
Well, this is our first, if we were to record again, which we will, won't be 14 years again. It would be the first time we've recorded without a label, since we're free agents now. And so that's interesting to us. It's interesting just to kind of see where that goes. So a little bit of freedom there, and maybe the first time we can 100% own all our own music, which would be great.
We were in a very old, stale contract, so it's just nice. We'll probably sign with a label, but it's nice to know that the contract will fit the times.
There's nothing in our contract, or nothing was about streaming. It was just basically, we own you in the universe and beyond, and any future technologies that may ever arise. And so, artists that had old contracts like ours found themselves really not having a good deal with the streaming, which is everything now. So it's nice to put that one in the shredder and start over if we want to.
I love that. Okay, last question before we let you go is, if you each could describe the tour coming up in one word, how would you describe it?
Fun.
Jam.
I don't know if it's a word or not, but festival-esque.
We'll take it. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. So good to see you, and congratulations on everything. And we cannot wait to see you on the road and on that stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out our interview with the Chicks. Make sure you get your tickets to the Gaslighter Tour this summer, and we'll see you next time.